episode 90, and James got a haircut.
What's up, pal?
And James got a haircut. And
Are you actually no cut? Only color.
Man, who cares?
Are you
Well, you brought it up. You want to talk about me?
Yeah.
We'll talk about me.
Are you booshing on James right
No,
now?
actually, his hair looks amazing, like Daenerys Targaryen, who is under a lot of stress right now.
Let's all have a moment of silence for Daenerys.
Hey, James, why don't you show him everything? Oh, wow.
Why don't you show them
too
everything?
Too bad audio listeners, because you're really missing out. Dude, thank you.
Why are you laughing at him, man?
I'm not laughing at him.
No,
I'm laughing at
he's
how
not laughing at my hair.
I don't know,
we already
man.
talked about it earlier. And
think it
if
looks
you
great.
are laughing at me, I'm going to be really upset, and I'm going to let you die in Fortnite
Literally
later.
not laughing at you. I think your hair looks dope, and I wish I would have done the same, but now you look like MGK.
No, his is blonde.
Ooh, why don't you do a little bit of his rap for us, please? And that's perfect amount there. What are we talking about?
5'8", I'm 6'4".
Well, before we get into anything
Fucking
important,
beard.
we have a sponsor for the day. Only one.
Horny.
But it's calm. Stress is a worldwide epidemic. We're working longer hours, we're inundated with the constant news cycle, and we're now more connected than ever before. Stress is a part of life, but it can very easily affect our overall well-being.
Well-being. Get that away from me.
Stressed. Raise your hand if you're stressed. Kib, lower your hand.
Yes. You know
I don't
am.
really stress.
Yeah, exactly.
I get moments of stress and then I pass.
And
out.
you just
you
and
seem
then you
pretty
pass
good.
out.
You seem pretty chill.
I just don't allow myself to stress, man. You got to be happy, otherwise life sucks.
Every single facet of my life is coming at me hard.
In a good way?
No.
Oh, the wedding.
Same.
Everything.
The wedding.
Everything about everything on all sides of everything that I have right now is just boom, 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 boom.
Where
and
did
I'm
our-
just here sitting, fuck.
Hey, man, no, we're over here giving you kisses, dude.
Yeah, so that's why we're partnering with Calm, the #1 app to help you reduce your anxiety and stress and help you sleep better. More than 40 million people around the world have downloaded it. If you head to calm.com/. Are you serious, guys?
Fine.
Surely you can't be serious. You
You
listen-
waited a half a second.
You gave us a bit of a...
So if you go to calm.com/.
Pine.
You get 25% off a Calm
that
Premium subscription, which includes
Which includes.
guided meditations on issues like anxiety, stress, and focus, including a
included.
brand new meditation each day. There are also sleep stories, which are bedtime stories for adults designed to help you relax.
And that's all included.
We'll head to the magical lavender fields of southern France and help Stephen Fry, or explore the moonlit jungles of Africa with Liana Lewis. They even have soothing music and more. I like ocean sounds. Ocean sounds, actually storm sounds. That's what I like the most.
Yeah, right.
Falling
In
asleep
the
to a nice-
Amazonian... Like,
No, I like a forest.
You wouldn't like the storm that I heard in New Orleans over the weekend, dude. It was,
Probably not.
It was the most violent lightning storm I've ever heard, and the
Really?
lightning struck our house.
No fucking way.
Swear to God.
That's
Ever tell you about the
amazing,
time I got
James.
shocked by lightning?
We'll talk
No
about that
way.
next
Okay.
week.
Well, right now, Beyond the Pine listeners get 25% off a Calm Premium subscription at calm.com/.
Pine.
That's
Fuck, man.
CALMDOTCOM. Not DOT, it's a dot. Sorry. /.
Pine.
Pine.
Get unlimited access to all of Calm's content today at calm.com/.
Pine.
Get calm and stop stressing.
Pine.
Okay, Calm. Okay.
Stop talking to me.
Anyways, did I ever tell you about the time I got shocked by
You got
lightning?
shocked by lightning?
I got a story.
I was playing Xbox and I was in my basement in
Dude.
Canada, and lightning was happening all around us, left, right, far, near, and the lightning had struck, I imagine, my home. The lightning then,
Oh, no.
the electricity went through my Xbox, through my controller, shocked me so fucking hard, broke my controller, fried it, and I felt it in my chest, and I was like, ow!
What kind of fucking barn were you living in for this to be able to happen?
Made out of metal.
Just
Dude, the entire barn.
It was just sheet metal like laying next to each other, and it was
It's
just
the safest possible place. It's a metal
basement?
home in the middle of a field.
In the middle of a metal field.
it was a metal home in the middle of a metal field, sitting in 3 inches of water.
Dude, I can't believe you would survive a lightning strike.
Dude, fucking, that's why I am the way I am.
Hey, before we go any further, just want to say very briefly that information about everything you guys have been asking about will be coming out soon. I have a wedding I forgot I had to go to in the vlog. So be ready for that. It'll probably- yeah.
So set your alarms.
Well-
Don't touch that dial.
Actually, it's more like
Boom, boom.
this soon. I have a wedding I forgot I had to go to.
Saturday, spelled SAD.
/Pine.
Go to.
Dude. You were saying something about a New Orleans storm.
Yep. So I was there over the weekend. Love New Orleans. It's a very well, at least the French Quarter area where like Bourbon Street and all the party and bar stuff happens. Very dirty.
You can drink driving there.
What?
I'm going to have to look that up. I know you can drink outside. You can easily get a drink in a
no
bar
way.
and then walk
Maybe not
outside with it
drink.
and just be out with the drink
You can
and
go
be
to
drunk.
a drive-through and get alcohol.
But you can't.
You probably can't drink
be
and
the
drive.
person.
I was going to say...
just like any.
It might,
public-
so the whole like alcohol and driving law is open container. If it's closed, you can have it in your car. Obviously, you go to the store and buy it. But if it's an open container, that in the law means that you're drinking it. So even if you're not drinking it, and it's an open container. Like you have a beer that's open, that's open container. So you're
you
life in
simply
prison.
can't be drinking or drunk.
Wow, the drinking
while
age is
driving.
18 and over.
Yeah, it's like Canada.
18 and under.
18 and under.
Most places are a lot less than 21.
You can grab a
Yeah,
frozen.
that shit's ridiculous.
draft.
I think kids should be drinking easily.
You
Easily.
can grab a frozen daiquiri at a drive-through. If you're driving down to NOLA for the celebration,
Nolans.
consider making a stop at one of the city's iconic frozen daiquiri drive-thrus, which serve oversized boozy slushies on the go.
Just it's huge drinks with so much alcohol in them.
Yeah, you can't drive. I don't know why I said you can drink and drive. You can drink and drive wherever you want.
Technically.
Technically, you literally can drink and drive in any state. You just, it's not
But not
legal.
country.
But not country.
They have these drinks there, which they have two drinks that New Orleans is famous for. The Hurricane, which is not that good.
Really?
It's like...
Bit ironic, isn't it?
oh.
I'm not sure I understand that one.
Katrina.
What?
So the Hurricane, which is rum and some sort of cherry drink in there.
Oh.
Not that good. Yeah, you
is
get
it
it
a
now.
A liqueur?
You're getting it.
Yeah.
Not that good. I'm not a big fan of cherry flavored things.
You're a big fan of drinking.
Big fan of drinking. And the other one is called the hand grenade. And the hand grenade, boy, let me tell you.
It's not alcohol.
Not went off.
Not quite sure what's in it, but I know it's 3 kinds of alcohol in it: rum, vodka, and I think gin.
Hey, I don't know if that all would be good.
And that's all that's in it. No, it's like
Really?
I don't know what the fuck else, because they're all like secret formulas because
Well,
they're
I said
famous.
it sounds gross, but then James told me it sounded amazing.
And then I can confirm that it does sound gross,
Yeah.
but it could be amazing.
It
But
is.
he did it.
Drink 5,
That's
Fuck, man.
unruly.
and
man.
apparently there's I think 3 or 4 shots in each drink.
Man, you really went out in the town.
I've been drinking a lot of sake recently.
All right.
What do
I
you
haven't
think
been
of sake?
drinking at all, but I
Have you ever
spilled a
had-
beer that Alyssa left here on my desk, and I spilled it on my keyboard. Had to buy a
Yeah.
new keyboard. Spilled on my typewriter keyboard that I paid $250 for.
At least
That
you didn't
sucked,
really
man.
like it anyways.
I put it in
too.
the sink and then realized that it's a USB or a Bluetooth thing, so it was on when it was still it was wireless. So then
Could have fried your little cockhead there. Have you ever had hot sake?
Yeah.
Have you had hot
Sure,
sake?
man.
Have you?
Sure,
Cold sake too?
sure, yeah, I've
I'm
been
not a
around.
big fan of sake.
No. It just feels good going down when it's hot, you know?
To me, like I don't like
Sure.
the fact that it's hot because that weirds me out. I don't feel that
It's
alcohol
like a
should
bunch
be
of
hot.
cum, yeah.
In a way.
But it's not as thick.
No, it's
Well.
thicker.
Thicker, yeah.
Mine is actually thinner than water. No, I don't like hot alcohol. Like it just doesn't feel right to me because if I'm having a drink, it's on ice or something or a beer that's cold. Like I associate that with a cold drink, a nice cold refreshing beverage.
But you like wine. You like a nice Pinot Noir.
I'd like a nice Pinot Noir room temperature.
Well, that's a nice
not
room
warm.
temperature wine.
Speaking
You're
of-
right.
Not warm.
What is the wine? It's an Italian wine that's you get it chilled. It's like a little bit carbonated. It's like Piscine.
Champagne.
No,
Prosecco?
Prosecco. That's the one. So good.
It's called like
never heard of it.
it's called like Passion.
I've never even heard
Dude,
of it.
Prosecco. It's
It's
just a type of sparkling wine.
It's pretty common. It's just I had it for the first time recently, and I was like, "Holy fuck, this is really good."
Dude, I prefer wine over beer now. 100%.
You're a wine
Like-
boy?
Yeah, I don't like beer anymore. Just one beer fills me up, and then I just feel full, and I'm not buzzed at all or anything. So I'm like, well, now I just have to wait 6 hours to not feel full.
Better play online poker.
Yeah, I'm gonna get drink.
Don't even talk about poker, bitch.
You been playing poker?
No. No,
Yeah, Steve
but
blew
the
it
guy
all.
who I hate the most right now is
Oh,
definitely
fuck.
a
Tell
gambler.
fill us in on everything, man,
Fill us in.
if you want.
Yeah, sure. I was gonna have Alyssa on this on the podcast that we really go in depth about it because she's doing a lot of detective work because that's her favorite thing in the entire world, like Nancy Drew
She
shit.
should be a fucking detective, man.
Truly.
She wouldn't pass the psych eval.
So
No.
I've been waking up late, and
Oh.
I woke up one morning, had 5 missed calls. So I called Alyssa back, and
They were all her?
She wasn't dead. They were.
Oh,
So it turns out, yeah, she wasn't dead, which was great.
that is good.
That was
news.
great.
That's the beginning of the good news, right?
But then things got much worse when she told me that our wedding was canceled. And at first I'm like, how does that happen?
It was unrelated to what you're about to talk about. She's just saying, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, turns out the guy in charge of Chris Adlish. Now, let me take you back in time. I picked out the wedding venue while Alyssa was away because I needed to take a responsibility for myself for this entire thing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get this done. I found a cool venue that I thought was cool. Alyssa thought it was okay. It's the Oviatt Suite, which is like a 1920s Prohibition penthouse.
In downtown,
it's
right?
pretty big, yeah.
No booze allowed.
No what?
No booze allowed in that, baby.
No, they have a Coke room, though.
Oh, wow.
There's actually a Coke room.
An actual Coke room?
I don't know if people use it for Coke now, but
it
was. It was.
Do they advertise it like that as well?
Certainly
and we got
not.
a Coke
Certainly
room.
not. So everything seemed fine until we went to the tasting, which went terribly. The guy was weird. His name was Chris Adlish.
How weird! I want to get
Explain
an idea
it.
of what this guy's personality is like. Let's have a little reenactment of your introduction.
He was very eager to mansplain vegetables and fruits to Alyssa.
Wow.
who-
Of all things?
Of all things,
of all
dude.
things. He didn't even know what her occupation was.
He was very overconfident for the food that he was bringing to us, which was microwaved dog trash.
Jesus.
So that was going to be weird. And we
That's
were
like a
like, well,
red
we just
flag.
need to make sure the alcohol's good so people get drunk before they eat.
And he was like, nope, rum of the gods and vodka of the gods from Trader Joe's.
We went, we said we wanted a second tasting because we didn't like the first one. And I was just awkwarded out by that. I'm like, I don't want to go to the second fucking tasting. This guy's going to just hate us and he's going to
You already
poison our food.
tasted it. What do you need a fucking second tasting for?
We then
you know?
discovered
Please, let me try again. I
we
can
then
do
discovered
better.
something terrible. Chris Adlish, the owner of the catering company that we went to, there was a reason why that was the only catering company we were allowed to use. It's because that catering company owns the entire thing, the entire program for that wedding. It's the catering company, but they didn't say that. It was disguised.
Like,
Which-
do they own the venue too?
They rent the venue. Chris Adlish, he leases the venue and he owns that catering company.
But he
So-
makes it seem like it's all organic and
yeah.
that's so
Which didn't
fucked,
seem
man.
like that big of a deal at the time. Like I'm
Well,
sure a
it's
lot of
just
wedding
shady.
places, it's just weird
But
to do
you'd
that.
pass that by. You'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, whatever, cool. You want it? It must be great then. You know?
Well, in hindsight, those are a few red flags,
little
but
bit.
Truly,
it's
yeah.
hard to see in the
in
moment.
the moment, you
Yeah,
know?
especially when there's already so much going on. Then we flash forward to the call from Alyssa, who says that Chris Adlish has disappeared. He'd sent out some
Nothing
sort
but his
of.
pants and his belt left behind.
I
He
don't
wasn't
remember
wearing a
the
shirt.
exact how it went down, but all I know is there are many people out of a wedding venue, some with
Fuck
weddings coming
that
up as soon
guy.
as a week from when he disappeared, whose
Which is
weddings
like
are
this
no
week.
longer taking place.
Jesus, man.
So
So he just
this-
took the money and skipped town.
Yeah, I put down a $4,500 deposit. Gone. Say goodbye to that.
And then the people who probably paid like 50 fucking K for their entire wedding
Sure,
are
yeah.
fully
Some people are out like
2
30K.
weeks away. Yeah. Holy shit, man. So like, what's the next step?
Well-
this guy's obviously gonna get caught, right?
All of the brides. So this is the issue. Well, I'm not going to talk about what could bring him down, but I will talk about what's
so that
happening
he
right
doesn't
now.
watch this and go,
Yeah.
now I know what to stay away from.
Yeah, exactly. But all the brides have gotten together, and there's a detective on the case.
Awesome.
So there is a police report, and there's all this.
Phoenix PD.
And
Detective
Dude.
Shul.
And now, also, Alyssa reached out to his family members. Only a couple have responded, but they're like, okay, I'm so sorry I don't know, like that kind of shit. One of the people seemed a little sketchy, but the other person, she seemed very nice and understanding. She's like, I am gonna remove your post on my Facebook, Alyssa, because I don't want to be connected to any of this.
But I
hope that you
get what
figure.
you're looking
I hope
for.
that you find a ditch to die in.
But I hope we can be
That's
friends.
That's what she said.
She
to
seemed very
Alyssa.
nice.
She was really welcoming. Well, man, that's brutal. I'm really sorry that happened to you guys. I mean,
That's something that happens in a movie.
You always hear about this kind of stuff happening to other people. No, you don't. And it shouldn't ever happen to you.
So
It's
this
so
guy
funny.
straight
it's
up
a
just
massive scam.
disappeared. What did he just like pack up and leave?
One of the brides saw him at a grocery store, and he ran from her.
No fucking way.
Did she chase him?
No,
Well, let's try calling him up.
I don't think that would work.
Well, let's just see.
I don't have his number.
You just never know. You don't have the guy's number? You never had it?
I
Well,
don't,
this is Steve we're talking about, man.
Dude,
you're right.
I don't do anything.
It was his responsibility to pick the venue. Doesn't even
Maybe
the
Alyssa
venue
has-
guy's number, dude.
Call
Thank you,
Alyssa.
James.
Get her to get her second cell phone. We know she has
Her burner.
The
She?
burner. Yeah.
Alyssa.
Oh, Alyssa.
Alyssa,
She.
I thought you were talking about Chris
Excuse you.
Adlish.
She's gonna call him up on her second phone on speaker. Then we will bust him. It'll be that easy.
Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna need him to stay on the phone.
Yeah. Busted.
We're gonna need him to stay on.
Solve the crime, dude.
we hang up. Got him.
Dude, they're like tracing the call and we hang up before it's.
Wait. No.
You fucked us, man.
Second
No,
away to
call him
tracing
back.
the call.
Yeah, so there's
insane.
not much hope right now. We're probably gonna have to delay.
Because even if he's caught, getting the money back is gonna be even harder. What do you think? Like, do you think he was
gambler.
just? Yeah, so maybe he was like actually caught up in some shit where he had like
I
owed
think
people
so.
money.
I think it's some Soprano shit.
What
dude.
made you think it was gambling?
He has a history in gambling. Also, he has a history in fraud.
He has a fucking history.
He has
in fraud.
Alyssa
How'd you
checked
find
his
that?
background report. He has a prior event that he was.
What was this guy's event? Like,
don't know.
Scamming
It
other
was a
event
scam, though.
type
It was
things?
something. It was something
Dude,
where he withheld funds.
Maybe this guy is ex-manager of Team MVG, JoJo, who scammed like $1 million.
I've met him in person.
Yeah, I know. So have I.
Dude.
You could have done
Dude, I
reconstructive
love
surgery.
Joji.
Joji.
You and I were in a Minecraft prostitution ring, technically. Dude.
He wasn't actively, continuing.
Oh, I thought
the
he
ring.
was.
No. I think he used to do prostitution. Our ex-manager, or
What's up?
ex-manager.
Our XXX
He
manager.
wasn't my manager.
I mean, technically he was. If you were signed to Team MVG,
I wasn't signed.
I wasn't signed either. So really,
Neither of us were actually part of it. Dude,
But we were
we just like to say we
we
were.
were really involved in it. This guy,
You were far more involved than me.
I was
dude.
very involved. Yeah, for sure.
I just went to the fucking venue and did my shit.
I was involved in like a pawn way. Like I was just a YouTuber who he was like using to, continue it. But this dude fucking scammed like $1 million or $2 million. Look it up. It was in the news and shit. Him and what was the guy's name in New York?
I don't remember.
Minorama.
Lou
Gasco.
Lou Gasco.
Lou Gasco and JoJo something. But then JoJo, was it JoJo?
Yeah, I think so. Jojo Cajones or something.
He's like died now apparently. And on his Facebook, like, it was a big
Sure,
thing.
Jojo,
and, like,
you're dead.
There is a conspiracy that he's still alive, but it would be incredibly disrespectful.
Wait, this
of
guy
us to
faked his own death?
I don't think it would be incredibly disrespectful. He ran a prostitution ring.
and stole $1 million or more dollars
Yeah,
from little
I don't think it would be
kids.
disrespectful at all. I think that
Yeah.
maybe this is. I'm.
Did you
I'm
get
not gonna
paid to go to New York too? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you did. And then we still got to keep that money. That's great.
Yeah. So I scammed a bunch of little kids.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
But then I showed up to the event.
No, I did too.
Because they did and thank God they fucking did that shit. But I was what, like 19 at the time, or something. I was younger.
Yeah, but
I needed
regardless,
that money.
man, that guy fucking like potentially, faked his death.
Oh, maybe we didn't
Ran
get the
away.
money. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Some bullshit happened. It was probably just the event that I'm remembering that got
Yeah,
canceled.
but he fucking took off with like $1 million. Then he dies coincidentally like a month later or a couple weeks later, and just ghost town, baby.
How do you
That's
fake your own
insane.
death though? How do you do that?
Maybe he takes off and he fucking this is what he does. He's in his car.
Mhm.
He blows his
What
car
kind of
up
car?
and drives it off of it. It's a 19 Eldorado Cadillac. He drives his car off a cliff with some of his clothes, some blood. He cuts himself, puts some blood like on the windshield as if he hit his head against the windshield, maybe some hair, and the car blows up. He just takes off to Mexico with a suitcase
Here, I'm
full
the
of
detective.
money.
Where's the body? And you're my
burned-
co-detective. Where's the body?
Chief, I think that the body burned up in the explosion.
We'd see remnants.
No, the fire got so hot.
Are you a scientist?
completely- As a matter of fact,
Where'd you study?
Piel.
Dude, I think he either. How did he die? Do we know?
I have no fucking
He probably
clue.
either-
I reached out.
He probably either killed himself, potentially because he saw what was coming.
maybe he was actually like detained or being sued and was going to go to jail for like in the middle of like potentially going to jail for so fucking long that he killed himself.
Or
That's
he
probably
has-
more likely than.
Didn't he talk about how he had friends with the New York police or some shit?
Yes, he did. I was in a car with him one time in
Dude.
New York, and we ran a red light or something, and we got pulled over immediately by cops. He pulls up this card. The cops look at it.
Maybe one
I
of them was
filmed
in on it.
Fucking who knows, dude.
Dude, maybe one of them was in on it. We shouldn't be talking about this.
This is crazy. Holy shit. I remember the cops look at the car. The one deputy didn't know, and then called the other cop over. They looked at it, and then hit in the car and said, "Have a nice day," and we drove off.
I don't need anything wrong with
Holy
the
fuck,
NYPD.
man.
Somehow they're across the globe. They'll be able to affect me from here. They'll find a way. They maybe have friends in LAPD. It's the same PD.
Holy shit.
I don't
Wow.
know. That's
What a
something sketchy
fucking-
about this dude.
Something. The dude scammed $1 million and now he's dead and fucking had ties to police in New York. I bet you he was in the fucking mob or something. Fucking Jojo.
Or
Hey.
he wanted to be, but wasn't, and then got fucked.
By who?
Like, you know, in The Sopranos, the characters that are trying to be in the mob and trying to do stuff. And
This isn't The Sopranos, dude. This is fucking Minecraft.
This is Minecraft.
You're right.
This is real
You're
Minecraft
right.
life.
You guys are right. I'm sorry that I overstepped. Can you ever forgive me?
Maybe.
Can you cross that line? The answer is yes.
Okay.
You're back in. Touch my fingers. There you go.
Smell my fingers. It's my
Back in,
butt.
smell my finger. It's my asshole. I put it in for 2 hours. Let it marinate for free.
Yummy.
So that's what's going on in my life.
That's
you know?
crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? To alleviate the stress, I downloaded a fishing game on my phone.
What game?
Let me find it. It's quite
Why are you feeding
fun.
into this, man?
I already spent too
That's
much
the least
money on
interesting
it.
thing to talk
game?
about.
Fishing Clash.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I downloaded a baseball game where you just tap at the right time from the pitch and you gotta fucking
Man, the things we do.
yeah, no.
The things we do. What have you downloaded, James? You must have downloaded. No, you've just been playing No Man's Sky.
You've just been playing fucking
No Man's
Sky.
Sky, Sekiro, and
You've
Fortnite.
been playing Sekiro?
I love it.
I heard it's
It's
amazing.
so much different than Bloodborne and Dark Souls because they add a lot of different things. It feels kind of like Assassin's Creed in a way because there's
I
like
love
a grappler's
Assassin's
hook
Creed.
to like
Love that.
and stealthy
My favorite game
shit.
of all
It's a fucking awesome game. It's still really hard. Like the boss battles are there's like little bosses all the time and shit with like you know their little
like bosses between the bosses.
yeah like little semi bosses and shit and like it's a lot of you know guarding and parrying and shit to get the strikes. It's really good gameplay
Semi
though.
bosses, micro bosses. Alyssa calls this a micro boss.
Yeah,
She does.
mine's a micro mini boss.
Mine's assistant to the micro boss.
Assistant to the micro mini boss.
Oh come on, assistant to
But
the
no,
micro boss,
like-
get it up.
Stuff.
Sorry,
It's
that wasn't funny.
It's alright, man. Hey, we all make mistakes.
Continue,
it's
please.
funny how things like you were saying like when bad or stressful things hit you they all hit at once like
Yeah.
everything you know what I mean because like I got that going on too like my grandma's still in the hospital hopefully she's gonna be out this week they transferred her to another place that deals more with like rehabilitation stuff
Gain some strength back.
that's what they brought her to this place too so that she could like get physical therapy and shit like that. It's just stressful because
What happened? Why is she like
she has
lost like so much strength that she literally needs time to gain it back?
well
You know?
she has a history of like passing out with like low blood pressure
Yeah.
and that mixed with she has a virus para-influenza which is like an upper respiratory virus
Yeah.
but it affects older people so much stronger you know
Yeah, they're-
taking away their strength because like think about it you or me like you know we have a 102 temperature and we have like an upper respiratory infection and we're like knocked out and stuff but we're still like there but
Unless
like
it was the Spanish flu.
The Spaniard flu.
You then old people and young people, they're not as affected as like
Really?
healthy immune system people. I think.
wow that's crazy but yeah I mean she's okay she's there she's just recovering
Sorry, that was such a
She's
stupid
the
thing
way-
to say during this.
And then she started made a face.
she's recovering though so I think that she'll be able to go home this week. It's just stressful.
You need
It's
to
like-
find her earpiece, man.
Huh?
You need to find her hearing aid.
Her hearing aid.
I
Yeah,
can't
they
believe
lost
that
her hearing
got
aid,
lost
man.
She lost her hearing aid
during
Poor
the
thing.
transit.
And that
probably.
just doesn't help at all because, you
She
know,
can't fucking hear.
can't hear. And so she's just more confused and like out of it
Yeah.
because of that. Because she's just having all these people around, like going from room to room and stuff. I'm going to go see her at the new place tonight though.
Mhm.
So that's just stressful. Yeah.
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I have to figure out how to ask my parents for money for the wedding, and I've had so many opportunities to do it. They even asked me on the last call that we had, do you need anything for the wedding? You have to tell us.
And you were like,
And
"Fuck no, I'm rich, bitch."
No,
and
I was
then-
just like, no, I got it. I'm pretty sure I got it all covered, and I don't know how to tell them.
I think
It's
if
the most
you just
stressful
go
thing
to
ever.
them.
Never in my
Like-
entire life have I ever asked for money.
Well, then
for
that's
anything.
a thing right there, man. Then you've already established yourself as someone who can take care of himself, and they know that. But they're still your parents, and they want to help. So I guarantee, just going to them, I think it'll be a very simple, like, yes, of course we want to help. You know what I mean?
Also, you could scale the wedding down a little bit.
Also, you could scam them.
That's what I thought you were about to say, dude.
You could scale them.
Yeah, I mean,
You could
Chris and
scale
I
it
have kind of
down.
worked out something where hopefully I'll.
Dude,
be
you've
able
been in contact with him this whole time.
Man, I hope the detective doesn't watch this.
Ominous smile.
It's been terrible since 2017.
But why don't you scale it down a bit? Like, what is
I'm
it?
fine doing the wedding in Alyssa's parents' backyard. I'm fine with that.
Alyssa doesn't want to scale down at all?
I don't think so.
I understand.
No issue with her. It's just like we had this.
No, yeah.
We had
if
this.
that's what she wants. That's what she wants. Yeah.
But
It's
she
like
might.
it's her
She
wedding,
might
you know?
cave.
Just
Depending-
cry a lot.
Sure. I can try right now.
You want to try? I'll be her. I'm to weddings with $70 million.
I can't understand what you're saying.
20 million.
20 million what?
$20.
Okay, you can have anything you want. See, it doesn't work.
You caved, man.
I didn't mean to.
And she was like completely just like giving you everything you wanted.
Okay, pretend to be my parents. Both of you guys. You're my mom. You're
Okay,
my
I'll be your mom. Hey, honey.
Hey, mom.
Steven.
Hey, Dad.
How are you, Steven?
Septic?
Yes, honey.
Yeah,
yes,
it's-
honey. It's Steven Celtic. From the modern day Celtics.
I probably just wanted to divorce
Hey,
you.
you guys, I need your attention.
What's up?
You guys
Wait, shut up.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
What do you need from me, Sonny?
You
Come
know,
on,
never
spray it,
mind.
don't
Never
spray
mind.
it.
I shouldn't
Honey,
be.
do you want any leftover
Give
loaf?
me some fucking lemonade and shut your fucking trap.
Do you want any extra loaf? I have leftover
You're
loaf.
trying to say something. Shut the fuck up.
Steve,
What
do you want any leftover loaf?
You don't need any fucking
I'm in a
loaf,
different
Linda.
state, ma'am.
Ma'am, don't tell your mother, ma'am.
Okay. Oh,
Linda, go get the fucking pizza out of the kitchen.
what pizza?
Jerry,
It's Steve.
what did you want?
Steven
I was-
Septic?
You know what?
Jesus, woman. It's your son.
Yeah, no, I see why you're stressed about this, man.
It's a tough situation.
That sucks, dude.
How to communicate.
Maybe I can talk to him for you.
Oh,
All right, so now I'll talk to him.
Wait, what?
Nothing. I just
You
miss
heard
you
him?
guys.
Hey, I have some juicy gossip about what goes on in this house.
No, Italy.
So the other night,
Way.
so this is after I scraped my back in the shower. How the fuck?
What? There's just a raw piece of metal sticking out that was rusted.
Well,
shard.
I was trying to take a bath, and I'm obviously too big
Ew,
for
dude,
it.
the amount of dudes that have jerked off in that tub and you're just fucking.
And it's stewing in it.
People
Yeah.
actually jerk off in a shower.
Yeah,
At
man,
least-
everybody.
I can't
One
jerk
man-
off standing up.
That's fucking.
One
that's a
man at
big
least-
Problem.
Every man, at least one man, at least every day.
One man in this house.
I was trying to take a
Just
shower,
every day.
or
You're
a
coated in
bath.
cum, by the way.
and,
so just so you
Is that
know.
why you're so fucking shiny, dude?
Sorry,
Fuck.
guys.
The glare.
And the point is, I scraped my back real bad in the shower. I'll show you. Is it on this side? I don't.
Just a
remember.
bunch of
Is it on
shark bites.
Oh,
Holy fuck.
on what?
bunch of
On
dried
the
cum.
fucking shower head. Yeah, I was trying to come, dude. I was trying to come, and I
And
scraped
a
my
bunch
back.
of dried cum caked on.
It's all hard.
I thought you said you
fucking
were trying to
shark.
come.
Wait, what did you scrape that on and how?
Yeah,
The,
in the
um,
smooth tub.
On the thing.
On the smooth porcelain tub.
His skin's
no.
so delicate.
It was on
Just
the
rips.
thing that hangs off the thing that they put on afterwards, like the piece that.
Come on, man.
Like
Describe
where the
this
soap
better.
I can't
sits?
describe it any
The
better.
soap thing where the soap sits on the side?
To put
No,
soaps
no.
on? No?
No, on the thing above that the shower head hangs on. It's like a rack.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
You were talking about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, so it wasn't on the
Okay.
bottom.
No.
We were imagining
It was
that you were.
midway
Did you
up.
fucking
that you were,
jump up?
We were imagining that you were sitting in the smooth, soft porcelain tub and somehow scraped your back on the bottom of the tub.
No, it's much more embarrassing.
Dude.
I was on my back, and I had to roll over because I couldn't get up because I was turtling a little bit, like I couldn't get up.
Dude.
So I had to roll over.
Your head was stuck under the water.
under 1 inch of water, and I was drowning.
Your fucking head's this flat.
So I semi rolled over, and I got up, and I'm a tall guy, so
Yeah,
about
6'12".
about 3 feet up, scraped my back real hard on the.
And that bled.
Did you scream
Certainly.
fuck? Were you like so pissed, dude? When I hurt myself in situations that are supposed to be nice and pleasant, I get so fucking
I actually
angry.
don't get mad. I get scared. And in this case,
That's actually so true.
I never say fuck or anything. I just go, and then I try to like not do anything.
To like assess
Really?
the situation.
Yeah, dude.
That's so sad.
so
and
I-
sweet.
I walk out
That is a
because my
little sweet.
Postmates. So I have
That
a
is
towel and I
fucking
walk
sad.
out, and my Postmates is here. I
Go
ordered,
good.
And you're
man.
bleeding and wet.
and it's about 11 p.m. So I go out to get my Postmates, and I walk out into the living room.
And I
There are
passed out.
just two
blood loss.
girls there,
Oh,
scantily clad,
really?
and
Scantily?
you can imagine who they're here for.
Well,
You?
you're in your towel.
For me, yeah.
While you're in your bloody towel.
Your long,
So I walk
fucking
out.
12-inch
I don't
dink.
notice at the time, but my back's
Dude, your fucking squiddy doink. It's just
fucking squiggling doinks fucking hanging out.
This
hanging
is just
brain.
such a weird situation in general. So I walk out, my black.
dude. My black ass is bleeding everywhere. Dude, you stink.
My back is bleeding hardcore, and I look at the girls and I'm like, hey, and they're like, hey, and so I walk out to get my Postmates. The Postmates, she just eats shit on the porch. It just fucking,
Dude, did you think that you were dreaming?
Postmates. She's,
Dude, she doesn't trip forward. She slips and falls back.
no, dude,
She's getting fucking closer to me, man.
she trips.
Oh fuck! I gotta.
He freaking pushed me.
She like slips on a slick pavement. Just
She can,
Fucking cum.
she can barely speak English. She trips at first over the first step, regains control, trips over the next step, and goes, oh, and then trips,
fucking lands on your foot.
drops all my shit, and that's all in front of her. She gets up, she's like, I couldn't see. Dude, I'm like,
Wait, was she
well,
old?
it's dark.
Was she old?
No.
And like
Okay.
a panic. She's like, I couldn't see.
But it was like broken
The
English.
bright ass fucking porch light. Okay.
No, it was pitch black. Like, I do that on purpose.
You turn it off when you see them. They see you turn the light off.
Yeah, dude. They see you looking through this window.
So I get back in. Nick's out there now because he's like trying to make sure
Nick's out there rock hard.
Like, and just his dinks out.
because he's trying to make sure that. And also, the girls that I've seen come here, I've never seen them leave.
Oh, you see them come?
Sure.
Well, they leave at hours you're not awake, man.
No, he's awake.
No.
Well, I'm awake pretty late, man.
What? 11? 12?
Well, not last night because I had to wake up. From,
What? 11, 12. Oh.
But no, I'm awake pretty late, and I mean the other night, 2 a.m. I heard Nick he won the lottery.
Yeah, he did.
He scratched a scratch off card,
$200 or something?
and then
Oh, you heard him cheering in his
He
room?
just won $500.
No fucking way.
Seriously, he just won another.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the point is, and I'm gonna say this a little quieter than I normally say things. There's something weird going on in this house.
He's having sex.
And we talked about this last week about sex.
It's not weird, man.
No, I know,
It's
I
a
know.
Good thing.
I mean, I'm just trying to keep up to date.
he's hanging dink.
I don't think he's just hanging dink. I think he's hanging dink and staying for keeping them here and killing them.
I don't think he's
Oh,
killing
you think
them,
he's
man.
R. Kelling them? He's Rob Kelling them.
Well, I would know if
Robert
there's a secret
Kelly!
basement.
He's Robert Kelling them?
He would tell me if there was a secret basement here.
Not necessarily. You haven't seen the third room in the studio, or have
He
you?
doesn't trust you. Have you seen the third room in the studio?
And here's the thing: most of the other bandmates are gone,
That's right.
and this is when he chooses
For good?
to do all this. No, not for gone. I mean, not for good. They're coming back. They're just on like a separate tour with some bands.
With another band?
really?
And the front man of the
play for
Rex
other
isn't
bands?
there?
No, they're the Brennan. He tours with a different band.
Cool.
Oh, well, you said
and then-
most of the other bandmates.
Or in a different band touring
here
right
we go.
now.
2 out of 4, almost the most other bandmates.
Well, not quite.
You know, half the other bandmates. There we go. That's the exact amount.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Cool. We're good.
Hang some dink, man.
Hold on.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hang.
I'm
some
actually
dink.
getting authorization that that's an okay
I'm
answer.
getting an offer.
Thanks, guys.
I'm getting an offer.
Hold on, I'm getting an offer on your house.
Anyway,
Hold
so
on,
you're
Chris is
afraid that
hold on,
this
Chris is calling me.
You're afraid that
Hey,
this
Chris.
Adler here. What's up?
Adler.
Adler here.
So you're afraid Nick's doing some dink
You
hanging.
think that he's trying to get one of them to be a surrogate or something, or I don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe a surrogate. What does a surrogate do? Do they, like bears children?
Bears children for another couple.
Seed.
You want to know what's really embarrassing? The last time we filmed the podcast, Nick had a lady over who her name I
Oh.
believe was Savannah.
I know this.
Who
Was I here for this? Did
You
I
were in
see
the
this?
room. We were on our way
now
out.
when I saw her, she was coming out of his room, and I was walking by. And I was like, "Hey, Bailey," and then she said, "Hey," and then I was like, "Hold on, that's not Bailey."
You were saying all this to her.
Yeah, and now was it embarrassing for Nick?
Hold on.
I don't know. I asked him, and he said,
I don't know. I haven't heard
Really,
from him.
That's a completely different woman Nick's had sex with, and this is strange.
And I
Which woman-
think
which
I
woman-
actually like Bailey better.
Hang on, excuse me, lady. Which lady that your Nick is having sex with are you?
Come on, spit it out.
You know what's an embarrassing thing? I was having sex with my fiance.
What's her
before,
name again?
And sometimes when I'm about to come,
What's
I have to
her name
say,
again?
"Bore my Steve," Bear My Steve.
Bear My Steve.
Like Bear My Seed. She doesn't like it.
Oh, suck my dink.
Oh, I think her name's Drum Melissa.
Drum Melissa.
Yeah, Drum Gun Alyssa.
How is Melissa?
Melissa's okay.
Melissa passed out.
Oh, Melissa passed away years ago.
Yeah, I thought you guys nude.
I thought you guys nude the other day. It was weird.
I was hanging out nude the other day, just in my apartment, hanging dink in
Do
front
you guys
of
go to
Odie.
sleep naked?
Sometimes, very rarely.
I don't like to because
once a month.
Sticky. No.
like I don't want to
Keep your house
sweat.
cooler. Keep your house cooler.
Actually, the only thing is I'll sleep with just my boxers on.
Oh,
like
yeah, that's
that's
right.
normal. But like,
fuck.
What?
I don't like to sleep naked because I feel like if I fart throughout the night, I don't know, I might sprechen some Deutsch all over the sheets.
You might sprechen some Deutsch.
You know?
You might, dude.
You guys feel me?
No, I've never even thought that before. That's crazy.
Well,
It's like a thing where I feel like if my ass is bare and I unleash, then I might sprechen some
Well, you have a
Deutsch.
body where you're constantly waking up with emergencies.
Yeah, you're sprechen.
You're right. I haven't been eating as much Taco Bell lately, though. Late at
Is
night.
Taco Bell the main culprit?
That was what my emergencies were.
What'd you get from Taco Bell?
Beef 5-layer burrito, quesadilla,
In case of Deja.
a kif aphrodisiac. You know, everything under the moon.
Dude,
Yeah.
I usually get a good head start when I'm having a Deutsch, you know? I'll wake up and I
Head
go,
start. Oh, like you have some time before the
I
Deutsch
get a
hits.
big
No,
head
I'm
start
not saying
before
that I'm
the
afraid I'm gonna have diarrhea in the middle of the night. I'm saying if I fart,
I'm afraid you're going to have diarrhea
I
in the middle of the
fucking,
night.
you know, I get a fucking cracked black pepper all over the fucking sheets, man.
He's
Diarrhea.
he's thinking it's going to be opening a bag of money that's not yours.
Yeah, we just robbed the bank. Me and my invalid brother just robbed the
Me and
bank,
my asshole just robbed a bank.
and he's freaking out over there in the back seat because he has no idea what's going
Open
on.
the
And he
fucking
opens the bag of
gate.
money and the fucking Sprechen Deutsch all over his face, man.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
That's what I feel is gonna happen. Every nightmare consists of that.
Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't want Lauren waking up with a back tattoo she didn't have when she went to bed last night.
I don't want Lauren waking up with a fucking tramp stamp with a Star Spangled Banner.
Dude, John Reisinger, I had a nightmare about him the other night. I'm
John
not even kidding.
Reisinger?
John Reisinger was in my nightmare.
Well, it's because we made an episode where he was in your nightmare.
I wish that crash
you
would have
rehashed
worked,
it.
man.
I wish the crash worked for you.
You were so close.
Dude, you should never have to dream about him.
Yeah,
You
I
should
don't think
never.
So.
And he was so calm, too.
You know what I'm so sick of?
Did he touch you?
No.
He should have then.
You know what I'm so sick of? Changing the subject. That fucking Snapchat filter.
The girl.
The guy
one?
and girl one. Where it just makes the girl look like
Oh,
a guy
yeah,
and the guy look
Alyssa
like a
made
girl.
me do it.
That's just like, I'm just sick of it.
It should.
It's been like 3-4
I was
days, but
gonna
I'm just
say,
sick of it.
The day it comes out, have at it.
Yeah, the day it comes out 'cause it's like,
at it.
oh, this
That's
is a
what I
funny
did.
thing.
I made a quick video, but now it's completely done. And now I never open the Snapchat ever again.
Dude, once you walk out, the mailman's doing it. He's like, hey, let me take a picture of you. That's when I know.
It's like,
that-
what do you want to do with
that's
that
done.
picture? For me.
For me,
I want to see you as a girl and then as a guy. And then I want to take a picture of you and use that picture as a girl to show my girlfriends.
can I just say, when I watched the one where Alyssa put it on you, I laughed because you looked the same
The guy one?
when you were the girl.
Yeah.
You looked
Yeah.
the same, but with lipstick
better.
on.
Dude, all the guy one does for me was just made my jaw a little bit more like square.
It didn't do anything.
Because I had
for
the
me.
same amount of facial hair as the image, and the JPEG just wasn't full resolution.
So vain. You're so vain.
Did you and Nick finish that song?
Yeah.
It's done?
Finished
Tonight
two
we're
songs?
gonna like go through some EQing and shit.
How are you
but-
going to release it? Are you releasing it as like a... Are you and Nick making a duo band group?
No,
or-
I'm gonna release it as for me, and then maybe work on some stuff for him. But I'll probably just feature.
What could you possibly work on for him that he'd want your help on?
Hey man, he wants my help on everything. I'm a big bundle of
Sorry, that
ideas.
sounded really rude for some reason.
No, dude, it really allowed me to open up my wings and fly.
Oh, we're going
zero.
for... no, we're going for... It doesn't actually say the time, you know?
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
dude.
by the way, on the last podcast,
Oh,
did you
39
mean
minutes.
Did you mean to cut it at 43
Yeah,
minutes?
you'll cut it
like
at
in the middle of a
43. There was
sentence.
no.
I thought I rewatched the end and I thought it was intentional because we were talking about The Sopranos.
I knew that it wasn't
and so I thought that
intentional.
you did it like
Yeah.
I knew that it wasn't intentional. I texted James. I was like, "Hey, the podcast is only 43 seconds low."
43 minutes.
40 seconds long. Hey, the podcast... What did it cut out in the middle of? The Sopranos? No,
No,
actually...
ended.
I did... I think the podcast itself was only like 44 minutes long.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I cut it out before we said something terrible, probably.
Oh yeah, you did
Yeah.
say so you threw some racial.
Yeah, me said-
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You threw some racial bombs out there.
I threw some racial bombs in there?
Yeah.
Like what?
No.
What do you say?
You're not at liberty to say?
I just
Are
said.
they gonna read your lips again?
Well, okay. You guys get the context of the joke, and I didn't even say it.
Say what?
The N word is what I was.
Oh, you're saying that?
I was saying that you said
That's
that.
low-hanging fruit, man.
I was saying that
You could have said anything creative, but you
Well,
went with...
I
you went
wanted
with-
you to say the worst thing.
You wanted me now to say the worst thing,
Say it.
or in your memory of that. Well, I'm not gonna say it, dude.
I want you to say it. To
I'm
me.
not gonna say it. Stop.
I won't
Every
put
single
it in-
podcast you try to get me to say the N word,
I'm
man.
not going to put it in the podcast.
Every single podcast you try to get me to say the fucking N word. I'm not gonna say it.
I'm not going to put it in.
Dude,
Just say it.
did you say just say it? I'm not gonna say it.
I'm not going to ask again.
Good, dude.
Okay, say it.
You're not. No, you just
Yeah, I'm
asked
not
me
saying
again.
anything.
I'm not
I'm
gonna.
not going to say it, so you're going to say it.
Nobody has to say it. It's
I don't
a
want
bad
anyone
thing
to say it. If after
James, you say it.
Listen, after.
All right, I'll say it.
I don't want anyone to say it after you say it.
I'm not gonna say it, and there will be no one afterwards saying
Okay,
it.
no one says it but you.
No.
All right, man. Moving on after you say it.
Fuck, dude. I'm not. I'm just thinking about the final episode of Game of Thrones, and
Don't say a word, dude. These people haven't seen it.
Dude, I think Scraggy's gonna die.
You think
What the
Scooby's
hell,
ever
man?
going to find a sack?
so many people are so mad about this. That's why everyone should just go watch Barry.
I'm gonna watch Barry.
Best
Good.
show
You've
ever.
been
I need
talking
to
a
watch
lot about
Barry.
Best
I need
show
to
ever.
watch Chernobyl. I really want to watch
Chernobyl's amazing.
Big Little Lies.
Are you guys excited for the Star Wars series?
Not really.
The show? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Mandalorian, right?
Mandalorian, but there's also another one that they're coming out with.
Who's directing
Really?
it?
Yeah.
John Favreau's doing the Mandalorian.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty excited now. Then.
It's gonna be. It's supposed to be like
Young Boba Fett.
Lord of the Rings and mixed with like Game of Thrones.
Dude, Joey Diaz. He's
In
in
a
the
Star
new
Wars?
Sopranos show.
No way.
That's a movie.
Oh, dude, that
What?
makes sense.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
He was
Yeah.
also in one of the Spider-Man movies. He was on the subway. And he's like, "Hey man, we didn't do nothing."
Dude, it's so weird. I was watching a podcast with him. I'm like, why wasn't he in the Sopranos? You know?
Right.
And now suddenly he's in Newark.
He should have been in
Saints of
every
Newark or something.
fucking amazing mobster movie.
But I'm telling
love
you,
JDS.
you guys gotta watch Chernobyl
Okay.
and
I'm going to.
Barry.
I love the
There's
idea
only
of
2 episodes of Chernobyl out right now.
Oh.
They're both
It's
amazing.
a miniseries, right?
Yeah.
So is it
There's-
gonna be
I
like
think there's
4?
5 or 6.
Is it like a
episodes.
horror or what? What's
No.
the whole-
No,
No,
it's a
it's-
historical, like, telling the events of what happened at Chernobyl.
Cool.
So
But
it's
it's so weird
it's
because
not horror, which
all
is
of the-
awesome.
Russians have British accents.
They always do that, man. Remember that movie Valkyrie about
Yeah.
and then all the Nazi soldiers had British accents, and I was like,
Why?
Dude, I feel like they have like some test group somewhere, and they're like, okay, so the problem's actually with casting. There aren't any Russian actors. There's not a single one. But can't we just do a Russian accent?
well, I mean, Viggo Mortensen did great in
Oh,
Eastern
he can do
Promises.
any Russian accent, yeah.
Dude,
I mean, any
Viggo
accent.
Mortensen is
Why?
fucking
Why
brilliant.
do they do British accents? Was
It's
that a
for
creative
I'm
choice?
Sure, well, yeah. Well, I think the crew and everyone behind it was probably British. It was probably a British production, right?
Yeah, it's in
Just like-
coordination with BBC.
But dude,
Yeah.
that's a huge thing. Making
is.
the Russians.
Dude, they have Gorbachev
have
doing a
a
British
British
accent. That just feels
accent?
wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, there's the levels of authenticity, right?
Gorbachev.
Check it out. The most authentic is obviously like the Mel Gibson route, where you make Passion of the Christ and they're speaking Aramaic. And then there's
Don't
the
know what that
least.
is, man.
Aramaic
Yeah,
is
that
like
sounds
the
great.
language that Hebrews spoke
Yeah, it sounds
in like
great.
the day of Jesus, right?
Oh,
and then
okay.
and it's a dead language,
Right.
basically. But he like
No one's going to fucking learn that.
yeah, but he made them all do that language.
People still know Russian, though.
I know. So I'm saying, and then the furthest from like being the most authentic is just American accent, like no worries.
I'll tell you, though, having them with British accents definitely makes me empathize more with them than if they had Russian accents. I don't know why. And
It's because it's more absorbable.
And
It's
you
more
don't
like familiar.
Russians is probably the other thing.
maybe subconsciously with all, the stuff happening.
You know, all the Cold War that's going on.
Yeah.
Like fuck that. Turn it.
Dude, did the Cold War even end? What's going on?
What?
Deep thoughts.
No,
Have you ever
that
seen,
was a deep thought.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it.
On Netflix, they have this series. I think it was like CNN series. It was like they do it for each decade, like the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Have you ever seen those?
No.
The 90s one is really interesting. It's the only one I've seen.
What's it
But
called?
it just it's just called the 90s. It's on Netflix, and it just is like documentary series about like pop culture, music, film, politics, and shit. Like
Paul Abdul.
Paul Abdul about the 90s.
Polly from Jersey Shore.
Pauly D's in there. Yeah, it's really interesting because it just gives you a good like understanding of everything that happened in the 90s, basically.
What do you think was the best decade of the past 100 years?
I think that the 80s would have been really cool because it was just before, technology and the internet really became a thing.
But everyone's worried about a bomb dropping.
Well,
Or
it's
I guess
been
that's later
forever.
80s and earlier 90s.
That's
we
been
would have been the
since
type.
the
Think about it, though.
40s.
a nuke, though.
We would have been the type
Yeah.
of people to be like, I mean, it's either gonna happen or it's not. Let's just enjoy our lives. And
I
then
mean,
we
people are
would've
still
been, like,
afraid of that
making
happening
music
now.
and shit, you know?
I don't think anyone's really that afraid of someone dropping a nuclear bomb.
I'm
now.
pretty worried.
Yeah, you're worried?
But
You're
I'm
worried
okay.
about that?
I
Hey,
moved past
so
it.
nuclear defense, right? if a nuke is launched towards us, what's the way that we defend against that? Is it an EMP?
I think we shoot it down. Ideally,
you can
hit
do
an
that
area
without-
over the ocean or something.
So the idea is to
Could we do that?
shoot
Who
it
knows?
down and then so it detonates, so it's disabled.
Yeah.
And rather than like, because I thought that maybe this wouldn't work, but like some sort of EMP weapon that would disable it and make it fall where it
We
was.
have that. I think
Oh, we have that.
you know, one thing that
I
we
have one.
One thing that we have is the military's been accessing the brains of smaller hamsters. They're able to launch them towards the rocket,
Dude.
and they're able to crawl inside the device. But unfortunately, they die.
The funniest thing is,
So
I was thinking
the bomb
why don't we send
lands
some
and it's
sort
just
of monkey?
filled with
Who's
dead
talking?
hamsters. Me.
Sorry, kid.
Why don't I was thinking the exact same thing, but with like a monkey, because you could train like a capuchin monkey to be smart enough to disable it. And
Man,
then,
shut the hell up, dude. What?
seriously,
I don't think you could.
you shoot a capuchin monkey at the
A
bomb.
kombucha monkey?
Capuchin, get it straight, or not get it at all. And then the capuchin monkey disables the bomb. The capuchin monkey then metabolizes.
Metabolizes. What do you mean?
You know, well, it eats parts of the bomb and
Eats parts of
metabolizes
the
it.
bomb and
It
metabolizes.
gains energy, but they weren't aware of the nuclear radioactive effects
So they
on the
have to
monkey.
put it
So then
down.
the monkey now becomes a monster, becomes a kaiju, and then that whole we have to build skyscraper monster fighters.
We have to build skyscraper monsters, and that's really
Dude.
fun.
Well, that's what we Ant-Man for. Because if there's ever a nuke, we just
Nothing
launch
from
it.
Marvel's real.
What would you guys?
Come
do?
on,
What would you guys do if this fucking LA was nuked?
like already,
Die.
then we'd
It
be
was
dead.
nuked and we survived.
And we
all-
survived?
burn and
Get
die from
away
radiation.
Get away from LA.
All
Nuclear
three of us.
radiation.
Like, how much of a warning do we have?
It's over. It happened.
That's no warning, dude. It happened.
Okay, so the warning is this: post explosion. I actually had a plan back when I lived in Koreatown to,
Be dead.
I know, right? To go to the subways though.
Subways are burning.
Every solution I have, Kib has a counter for it. But go
else
to the
did you
subways,
do?
like, because I was on Vermont and 6th, and then Wilshire and Western, which was like 6 blocks down. There was a subway entrance.
Unfortunately,
So
that one burned as well.
Well, where do you think the epicenter would be? Where would they try to hit?
It happens.
anywhere they could,
It
Downtown
happens,
LA, probably.
probably. For the
no, it
most
happens
effect.
a little bit closer. It's right in between me and you guys, and
So between you and me,
yeah, and
that's where the bomb lands.
yeah, right in between.
So
like
it would
my place and
land
your
like
place.
on the 405.
And
So it would
probably-
detonate probably a good 100 yards
but we survived.
above,
I'm
the,
saying,
yards,
above the
I'm
surface.
saying after it happens, what do you guys do? You phone me up. I'm okay. James is okay.
Steve's the only one who didn't make it.
Steve didn't make it.
Because I live like 100 feet from you, and that was the cutoff.
What would you
Dude.
guys do though?
Oh, shut the fuck up,
I'd
man.
be
Who knows,
dead,
man?
No, you're
you
alive.
just killed
You're
me in the
alive.
hypothesis.
I rezzed you. What do you do?
I rebooted you. There's a van outside.
All right, we've gone.
Hey,
to
do you know?
what?
Have you ever seen that video on YouTube where it's like it goes through the different sizes of all the different nukes that have been detonated in history, and it shows like all the different sizes.
And the Tsar Bomba.
Tsar Bomba, dude. The biggest bomb that was ever detonated was from Russia, and I think it was in the late 70s, called the Tsar Bomba.
Wow.
And it was like 15 million megatons or
Nope.
something. How much? 15
Like
megatons?
1,000.
1,000 megatons.
I think so.
But the Hiroshima bomb and the Nagasaki bomb, I think, was like 10 megatons, and this one was like 1,000, so 1,000 times more powerful than those bombs. And so they had the map of New York to show like the radius.
Sorry, I'm so stupid. It's 50 megatons.
50 megatons. Okay, that's
Jesus.
insane. But that's like 15
Yeah, it's
million
more than
tons of
3,000
TNT.
Hiroshima bombs.
Fuck, that's insane, dude.
Where was that
It
detonated?
literally
Some country
probably
in
no.
Eastern
It was
Europe.
no. It was in the ocean.
Oh,
But it affected, like, it happened, and then the Russian military was like, we might have like actually affected the atmosphere,
wow.
like permanently because of this detonation. And it
Yeah, here's the mushroom cloud.
Why did they detonate it?
Test.
It was a test.
Really?
Yeah, but it was the largest.
I'm going to go ahead and say that we don't, and no one ever needs to be testing bombs that big.
No, dude, at the World War II Museum in New Orleans, like there's the Hiroshima and Nagasaki part. That shit's sad, man. Like the effect that had, and like they had the film of it, like when they were actually loading the bombs on the planes and stuff like that. And like the bottom line is like the U.S. government didn't really understand how much damage that was going to do, and how
they did.
I don't know because
They tested stuff before.
I'm sure they have
tested them.
scientists that know exactly how many fucking
Dude, they definitely
yards that will
they
affect.
used it because they wanted to stop the war. They knew it was going to be insane.
But I'm saying like the repercussions of it versus the actual what the blast is going to do, like
Right.
how much this was going to affect. Like you're like, okay, we can write off killing 100,000 civilians, right, for the sake of this war, but the repercussions of all the other people that are affected with radiation and shit like that, like all that stuff. And imagine being like the pilot of the plane, you know, and the crew that was on the plane carrying it and like dropping it, and then just like that shit is insane.
That is
man.
fucked. Like
Would they
you're
be the
you're
biggest
the
mass
people that
murderers
did
in
it.
history?
Yeah.
Technically,
I think technically, if
or
they
are
push the
there
button
like conquistadors in the past that have killed more than
with one
No.
in
No, not
one
but
moment.
just total?
Oh, I mean,
Maybe.
I
I
don't know
don't think
about one singular person.
Yeah, I mean, like if we're counting just the people who were on the plane that dropped it, like that's a very small condensed group of people that killed so many people. That
Versus like Genghis Khan, who like he didn't personally
or an
kill,
army that
Yeah.
generations of armies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like
but I mean, that shit's fucked up, man. Then the fact that we had to drop 2 because what's his name, Hirohito, the Emperor of Japan at the time, the first one happened and he still didn't surrender.
Jesus,
Yeah,
man.
and then the second one happened and then he was like, "All right, I surrender." It's fucking nuts, man.
Was the second one bigger or smaller?
The first one, well, there was the little boy and the fat boy, I think, were the 2 of them. I think the second one was smaller, but it was still like, I think it was a
Still
more,
devastating, though.
yeah, I think it was a more
Condensed
densely populated area. I know the one was like 100 something, the other was like 130,000 or something. So like all that in the span of like 3 or 4 days.
Oh, that was 3 or 4 days. So they had
Jesus,
2
man.
prepped. That's crazy. Yeah, you know, the United States has a very colored past.
What's the when is the
Not
last
the
time
not the right word to use.
colored past? I know what you're saying. I think there's a
Interesting.
context in which you use.
There
the word
is.
colored
There's
like
there's
that.
a real context that I meant by that.
I know
Decorated.
what you meant.
Decorated past.
That's like a
Decadent.
good thing.
Decadent.
Yeah.
What were you
That's
going to
very-
say?
When's the last time any country has done something as devastating as that?
Depends
Like
on what you mean.
to-
like genocide.
Like during war
yeah,
or not?
like not even just like affecting that many people.
Genocide in Africa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's still going on right now. right?
yeah,
Sure, yeah.
well, with the
at that rate,
the
like how many
Hutus,
people?
It's terrible.
the rebel groups that are
Oh,
just
also Syria? Holy
Syria.
shit! How did Aleppo, dude? Jesus,
Fuck, man.
Yemen, everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like, and it's crazy that victory in Europe, VE Day, happened and Japan kept fighting. Like, Hitler lost before Japan stopped fighting. Like, there was still like months of Japan. Was it? I think it was months
And we
of
need to
Japan
take
still
a
fucking
note from
fighting.
that book. We need to keep fighting. You know, and I think that's
do.
really the moral of the story: is
We need to.
Where's
keep
Reina?
fighting. Okay, where's Reina?
where in the world is Reina?
Why? Why did you pick Reina?
Because we were just talking about Japanese people, dude.
Oh. Copy that.
This has been an episode of Beyond the Pine. This is episode 90. I don't think we said that at the beginning.
90?
No way.
Yeah.
We've done
Holy
100
shit, dude.
We're getting
episodes?
close to a...
We've done. That's
Dude.
so cool. 100 fucking episode, boys.
Jesus, you guys. Okay. Thank you for watching once again. Soon, I have a wedding I forgot I had to go to. It'll be some information that you want to hear.
Link down below.
Link down below. Link in the merch. We've got the merch. We've got the Calm. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast. Link in the description. Check that out. Code Pine /Pine. Sorry.
And we might
And,
have a new set sometime soon.
Maybe not.
Potentially.
Though. Who knows?
Who knows?
Stick with us. We've got some stuff in the works for sure. And none of us are going nowhere.
Come on, guys. Let's get married.
And that brings us to our next segment.
Getting married with Steve.